up, everyone? This is Crypto with Tony JRNY. In this video, we're going to be talking about inflation kicking in much higher than expected and the effect this will have on the cryptocurrency space and some other major things happening right now in the crypto news. Before we get started, I do appreciate if you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit the bell to be notified for daily crypto videos. Alright guys, so we have huge news today about inflation climbing much higher than expected for the month of June. I believe this will continue happening month after month. Inflation is inevitable at this point due to all the billions of dollars that have been printed for coronavirus, stimulus packages, and business loans, and more stimulus packages are currently being considered. So California actually just passed their own bonus stimulus package as well. Other countries are doing their own thing. Someone actually on my Twitter commented they're from Argentina and they have inflation of around 50% right now because they printed so much money. Venezuela is seeing problems like this. So every country around the world is seeing increased inflation rates. And this will cause temporary problems, but this printing also prevented us from going into a Great Depression as well. So it was necessary, but it will have some negative effects in the long term. So fear of inflation and everyone looking for a hedge against inflation is one of the reasons why Bitcoin in the crypto space did so well and went parabolic so quickly in early 2021. So in May of 2020, we saw Paul Tudor Jones put 1% of his portfolio into Bitcoin when it was very high risk. This was around the time of the Bitcoin halving, and only a month after we saw that crazy market crash in March of 2020 where Bitcoin dropped to around $3,500. I saw Ethereum go as low as $87 that night, BNB $8, XRP I saw as low as 13 cents, and just some crazy deals that night which hardly anyone picked up. So picking up the bottom is pretty much impossible. Hardly anyone does this because there's mass fear in the space. So going against the fear is really hard to do. At the same time, it's really hard to time the exact top because usually when we are at the top is when everyone is predicting everything's going to go another 5 to 10x. So you really have to work out a good entry and exit strategy and take profits along the way, in my opinion. At the same time, dollar cost average in on the way down. So personally, I'm just dollar cost averaging at these lower prices, especially because Paul Tudor Jones just allocated another 4% of his portfolio to Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, which is a huge vote of confidence, in my opinion. He's really highlighting inflation here and the huge effect inflation is going to have on the economy very soon. And we're already starting to see this play out. While the government says inflation is not going to be as bad as we think, we're now getting actual percentages here that actually come out higher than what was expected. So today, inflation climbs higher than expected in June as price index rises 5.4%. So 5.4% in June from a year earlier, the biggest monthly gain since August of 2008. Keep in mind, we were in a recession at that time as well. So I think this is having a positive effect on real estate and the stock market. We're actually seeing the stock market do quite well. So the S&P 500 did break record highs very recently. And this actually did have a good market dip here around the same time that cryptocurrency crashed and then instantly began recovering back to all-time highs. I think the crypto space would have done something very similar if it wasn't for regulations and everything that is causing fear in the crypto space right now. So that is something that's actually holding the markets down, causing us to go sideways right now. So that's the thing. A lot of people think we're going to break into the low 20,000s, but we do have a lot of things that are positive for cryptocurrencies at the same time, which is why I think we're really just going sideways here for the last couple weeks and not really breaking out or breaking down. So at some point here, I do think we are going to have a big move leading up to this big GBTC unlock coming in the next week. I think it's possible we do have a small dip, but then I do think we will see a retest of $38,000 to $40,000 around the time of the B-word event, the Jack Dorsey event, where a few big names are going to be talking. So inflation is not going to make the crypto space pump the same 24 hours that this news breaks. It will have a very positive effect on crypto in the long term though. So something else very interesting here, we do have the Ethereum London hard fork coming up at the beginning of August. And this is interesting because USD is becoming more inflationary than expected right now. At the same time, Ethereum is about to become deflationary for the first time. Some Ethereum will be burned with every transaction. So Ethereum price dragged down below 2,000 as US inflation hits highest level since 1991. Very interesting here, and I do think Ethereum is bound to pump by end of July here, especially with that major network upgrade coming beginning of August. So that will also depend on the crypto space in general. But besides that, I do think Ethereum will be doing much better than Bitcoin towards the end of July. So more huge news here and huge step towards institutional adoption. BNY Mellon to provide ETF services for Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust. The new agreement further reinforces Grayscale's commitment to converting Grayscale Bitcoin Trust into an ETF as its strategic goal. Another huge step for institutions here, Fidelity's crypto branch to increase staff by 70%. President sees more interest in Ether. So that's what I'm saying right now with Ethereum. Demand for this is rising. This London hard fork is a huge upgrade to the network. But we also have the Bitcoin Taproot upgrade coming for Bitcoin end of year, which is also a massive upgrade to the Bitcoin network, giving it smart contracts, which is why Ethereum is so huge. But I don't think it's going to compete anything close to what Ethereum is doing. So very interesting. And we'll probably see Fidelity get into other cryptos in the future, like Cardano, which would be very interesting. I think that's going to take another year or two. We do need to see Cardano further develop and actually get smart contracts going and all these partnerships, and see how much volume is actually generated from this and how many projects actually convert from the Ethereum network to the Cardano network. So another major problem right now is Bitcoin mining and the effect it has on the environment. So we do have a global push to get over 50% clean energy for Bitcoin mining. I don't think a lot of institutions will be taking interest in buying Bitcoin and doing more Bitcoin services until we reach that goal. So we really have news of this day after day, and we really are making major progress globally. So we do have news today. The 9 signs green Bitcoin mining deal with Russian firm BitRiver. A lot of news on new facilities being set up. I do think China shutting down, banning Bitcoin mining was actually a blessing in disguise. While that was bad in the short term and did cause a crash in Bitcoin hash rate, in the long term, I think it's going to help us really reach that goal of clean energy, which will help us get institutional adoption much quicker. So with inflation climbing higher than expected, I do believe this is a great thing for cryptocurrencies end of year and long term. But in the short term, anything can really happen here with regulations kicking in. Anything bad that's breaking news on regulations could cause mass panic and cause people to sell much lower than they were wanting to. So that's the thing with the crypto space. It's about market psychology. If there's mass panic in the space, it's more likely to make people sell lower than they wanted to. So understanding market psychology will really help you make good purchases and dollar cost in at the right time, and also take profits at the right time as well. When there's mass greed in the space is when you should be taking profits on the way up, and when there's mass fear in the space is when you should be dollar cost averaging on the way down, because no one's going to time the exact bottom correctly. And most times when we do see a bottom, it usually only lasts an hour or two before it bounces back. And it's usually only the people that have limit orders set that actually get those orders filled. So that is something to consider and keep in mind as you go forward. Definitely have your crypto strategy planned out better for the future. Definitely take this as a learning opportunity. So personally, I will be dollar cost averaging anything below $32,000 Bitcoin. I'm going to be acquiring every 2 weeks and just dollar cost averaging, seeing where this goes. So that's it for today's crypto news and market update on inflation. Please let me know in the comments below what you think about inflation and the effect it will have on cryptocurrencies by end of year. If you guys found the video useful, I do appreciate if you guys like the video, comment below, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. And do hit the bell if you do want to be notified for daily crypto videos. YouTube does gatekeep crypto content, so if you do want to be notified for the daily video, you do have to hit the bell. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.